What exactly is a cold hardy fruit tree? That's what we're going to be discussing today, so stay tuned. I can't even imagine the hardships that some people have in life because we run a plant channel and a plant nursery and we get so many hateful comments, it's unbelievable. And a lot of them actually pertain to this subject because I call certain fig trees cold hardy fig trees or certain banana trees cold hardy banana trees. And so I want to discuss what exactly that means, okay? Cold hardiness is a spectrum, typically encompassing zones 3 to 8. So fruit trees that grow in that spectrum of zones are considered cold hardy, and you wouldn't be incorrect talking about any of them as cold hardy. So, for instance, elderberries, cold hardy to zone 3. This sets the standard for elderberries, zone 3. Okay, when we're talking about this fig, cold hardy down to planting zone 5, this sets the standard for figs. Okay, the coldest planting zone typically that figs can take is zone 5. Okay, when we go below that, you better have your containers ready because that's the only way you're getting figs. All right, and right here we have Musabaju, one of the most cold hardy banana trees. Okay, the reason that this is so cold hardy is because the root systems survive. It comes back and turns into a beautiful tree. Try to grow other fruiting varieties of bananas and see if they come back after negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just not going to happen. So cold hardiness is a spectrum, and just because we call a zone 5 fig a cold hardy fig doesn't mean that if you live in zone 4, it becomes not a true statement anymore, okay? So it's not predicated on where you live exactly, but really the zones that are encompassed in that variable range. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick break and tell you about our 100% free ebooks that we have on our website dealing with all different varieties of fruiting plants, whether it's citrus, bananas, pawpaws, whatever it is, we've got you covered. So head over to the website or the link in the description and check those out. Now, because we grow so many varieties of figs, it's very easy for me to show you a couple of things specifically with figs. Now, this fig tree right here is Desert King. It'll survive down to zone 5, okay, with a little bit of winter protection, some mulch over the root systems. It'll come back. And I do this here, every year. But just because it survives here doesn't mean it's going to give you fruit here, and it doesn't. Okay, this is not a good in-ground fig. However, if we look right over here, this is an LSU purple fig. This thing can die back to the ground every winter, resprout in the spring, and by the end of a short growing season, give tons of really tasty fruit. Both trees survive down to the same zone. This one gives you fruit, that one doesn't. So when we start getting into specifics, when we're talking about cold hardiness, generally what I'm speaking about is a fig capable of coming back after complete dieback and giving fruit in a short growing season. So clearly, I'm not going to talk about Desert King as if it's some sort of cold hardy fruit, and this is why the consumer really has to be careful what they're listening to and what they're absorbing, because you can say peach tree survived down to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. However, your chances of getting fruit without very specific varieties, especially with the late frosts, is pretty low. And I know this because I grow peaches. I grow a lot of varieties of peaches, and very few of them here in zone 6 are actually going to give you fruit unless you have a warmer than usual winter or spring, Now, this same principle that we've applied to figs applies to everything else. Peaches, apples, okay? You have to get into specific varieties depending on where you live. If you live in zone 5, you don't want the same fig tree that somebody may be looking at in zone 8, 9, 10, okay? And this is why I always talk about finding people that live in a zone that's similar to yours, because if we're talking about growing figs and you're listening to a guy in California and you live in zone 6, you're in for a rude awakening, because you can toss all the rules that they have out in California out the window when we're talking about growing in a cold planting zone. We know these things as fig bushes, not fig trees, but in a warmer zone, they're fig trees. Care is going to be different, pruning, maintenance, all different. So as you can see, this does kind of become a confusing subject, but a lot of people just tend to get hateful with it, and they're like, you're a liar, that's not cold hardy, I live here. So that's why I wanted to make this video and kind of get into specifics. If you guys enjoyed the content, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, share with any of your friends who are living in this world of confusion, and also check out theamericanfigcompany.com, where we sell all types of really cool fruiting plants, and we specialize in cold hardy figs. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.